Good evening, everyone. I'm Nina Elia from Morgan International, and thank you for joining our webinar this evening on Ask the Expert about Lean Six Sigma. We at Morgan are honored to be the first to partner with the best engineering school in the US, the Thayer School of Engineering at Dartmouth, and Blue Sky, to bring world-class Lean Six Sigma courses to the region. And we are excited to be including these courses as part of our growing portfolio. To start the session, we are delighted to have with us from North America our guest speaker, Mr. Larry Parah, who is an instructor at the Thayer School of Engineering and founder of Blue Sky Track Inc. Over to you, Larry.
Okay, all right, so I'm Larry Parah. I'm the principal and founder of Blue Sky Track, and I've been working with and for the Dartmouth Thayer School of Engineering at Dartmouth College for about 8 years. I actually administer their live online Lean Six Sigma and classroom Lean Six Sigma programs, as well as a number of other quality programs. I am a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt through the Dartmouth School, and I'm going to highlight that right here. I'm also a Quality Systems Principal Auditor through an organization called Exemplar. And my background has been in electronics and manufacturing for 40 years. Worked at Mitel Corporation, which is a telecom company. I worked at Digital Equipment, who eventually sold out to Compaq. And then I've been consulting for 14 years and also a trainer at the instructor, rather, at Dartmouth College. And I've got to, okay. Oops, sorry. Okay, so this agenda, and let me remove these drawing tools if I can. Yeah, so the agenda is, in the next 20 minutes, we're going to give you a program overview to start. We're going to talk about what you would learn if you took one of these workshops. We're going to talk about which belt is correct for you. There is a yellow belt, there's a green belt, and a black belt. We're going to discuss why you should attend, what you could expect to get from the workshop. We're going to give you a view of the workshops, a little bit about what they're, a little bit more detail about what they're about, then how to register, and then at the end, we're going to allow questions and answers, and we're going to ask you to raise your hand or type in chat if you have a question. Be happy to entertain any questions that you have. And or if you don't get to your question for some reason or another and you want to email us, feel free to do that as well. So we call it Certify Your Skill Set. So we live and work in a knowledge-based economy. I think everybody would agree with that. That knowledge is kind of the key now. And learning is a process. It's not an event. So as you learn, you have to take additional courses along the way. So I can tell you that I've been in business for 40 years, and I probably have taken, 5 to 8 different certification courses, and some of them are business, and then, of course, a lot with regard to the Lean Six Sigma. So our programs have proven content and value. When you work with Thayer School of Engineering, they're very highly regarded. And so we make sure that our content and our value is very high for the participant. And we equip you to produce results. So we make our workshops as practical as possible so that when you get out of the workshop, you can go and get some results when you work on a project. And we engage you to ask questions, not simply tell, all right? We don't want to just tell you what the Lean Six Sigma is and have it a one-way communication. That's why we do it live online, much the way we're doing this session today. What you get out of this is your skill set development, and you'll be able to improve performance for sure. Because once you take one of these workshops, you'll have some tools that you can immediately put the work for yourself. I'm trying to switch my screen, and I'm obviously, there it goes. All right. Certification from the Thayer School of Engineering at Dartmouth. And that's Dartmouth College. This college has been around since the late 1700s. They are one of the premier colleges in the world. We get students from all around the world that come to this college. In addition to the certification workshops, of course, Dartmouth offers a wide variety of degrees. But what it gives you is it signals value to the employer. If you get a Dartmouth certification, it's not just a certificate. The way we differentiate between certificate and certification is that a certification, you have to do your testing and you have to do case studies before you can actually get your belt. That's in a green belt and black belt. Industry recognizes this knowledge that you get out of this. So when you get the certification from Thayer School of Engineering, it's a big deal, and you can take this anywhere in any industry and it'll be recognized. It's a credible endorsement of your professional skills. You pass this workshop, the various workshops, and it is an endorsement that you have the knowledge and the experience to pass it, and that's very high value. And it helps you keep your skill set current, right? The worst thing you can do is to not continue your education and when you're in business, because then your skill set won't have the currency that it needs to have. So a certificate of value for now and in the future, this will always be of value to you. And it will expand your business and professional network, because you will meet other people along the way taking the workshop. You'll be able to always come back to us and ask us questions. You can email us. We're very free with our time, and we'd love to help people. So that's one thing you can get out of this. I've had students some 2 years later will email me and ask me a question, and I answer it for free. I don't charge for that. So this is what the certificate looks like, and you can see here it has right on there Thayer School of Engineering at Dartmouth, and it is a college. It's Dartmouth College. They call it, they just call it Dartmouth because it's so well known. It's Lean Six Sigma certification. In this case, it's talking about the Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, and the screen keeps switching on me, but this is the Black Belt, and you can see it does say certification, and that's different than a certificate. So if you're going to go and try to get a certificate someplace, just means you sat in the classroom usually, and it's a certificate. So anybody can get a certificate. They just sit in the classroom and listen. But this is a little bit different because it's a little bit more rigorous. I should say it's quite a lot more rigorous, actually. So that's a differentiation there. We call it the online global campus. The advantages of being able to take this online are tremendous. You can take it from anywhere in the world. These workshops were designed by people that have academic backgrounds and industry backgrounds. That's really makes them quite valuable. We've recently partnered with Morgan International, and you probably know them because they've been in contact with you. They have a worldwide reach, 30+ offices around the world. Thayer School of Engineering at Dartmouth, of course, prestigious USA international education institution. People come here, not only do they take the live online, but they come here from around the world to go to Dartmouth College. And again, we said this before, certification has significant value in business and industry. And then Blue Sky Track, I started this company in 2006, so we're almost 10 years old. The team has done a wide variety of consulting contracts in Lean Six Sigma and training of just thousands of people at this point on Lean Six Sigma. So a highly experienced team that you'd be working with. What you will learn, you'll learn techniques to solve business problems. At its very base, Lean Six Sigma is about solving problems, right? So you wouldn't need to have something this rigorous if you didn't want to solve problems or improve. Lean in and of itself is a way to reduce waste out of a system, and Six Sigma helps you improve quality because you statistically study your processes. So Lean Six Sigma emphasizes methods and tools to identify and remove waste and improve product quality. It's a comprehensive and flexible system for achieving, sustaining, and maximizing business success. The thing that I really like about Six Sigma is that it has a model in it called the DMAIC model. And if you follow that model, you can solve just about any problem that you face in business. DMAIC stands for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, Control. You'll learn a lot about the DMAIC model if you take this workshop. And that DMAIC model is something that you can use not only in business, but you actually could use it in your personal life even. It's a fantastic model. And it has a tool set that goes with it that allows you to solve problems. So what you'll learn, a well-defined, customer-focused management system of skills and techniques. It has elements of competitive advantage, so faster delivery, fewer defects, and fact-based decisions. They're based on data and not just opinion. So what we teach is that, you know, your opinions are okay, but we really want to take a fact-based, data-based approach. The fewer defects would come in from the Six Sigma point of view, where let's say you have you know, hundreds or even thousands of pieces of data. There's really no way to look at the data and figure out what the problem is. But statistics will help you narrow that data down, and it'll help you figure out what the problem is. And the faster delivery would be both Lean and Six Sigma, because with Lean, you'll be taking waste out of your system. Waste is things like too much transportation or too much wait time. We all know what it's like to wait on emails. We all know what it's like to wait on other people to give us answers. So the Lean concept is to try to remove that waste from your system. So let's talk about the belts. You know, this is to some degree it's about self-development and empowerment, but also about being able to help your company improve, right? So even if you took this on your own and say the company didn't want to pay for whatever reason, you would get self-development out of this. That's just incredible. Now the belt signifies a level of experience. So yellow belt is general Lean Six Sigma concepts and basic tools. This is basically everybody from my point of view, everybody that's in business should take this workshop, without exception, because it goes across all levels in business, and it is the basic concepts. It does teach you the DMAIC model. It teaches you how to problem solve. It even teaches you how to define a problem. So everybody really should take that. If you're already understand these concepts, Lean Six Sigma concepts, and understand some of the basic tools, then you might want to take Green Belt. Green Belt has statistical analysis and team building techniques in it. And then if you already have a Green Belt, or let's say you're already very statistically competent, then the Black Belt would be for you. It's the expert. You know, the Black Belt is the expert. You're going to learn about designing experiments. You're going to learn about team leadership, and you're going to learn some things about project management. So any one of these workshops, depending on what your level is, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a second, depending on what your level is where you're going to want to enter the workshop. So in a little more detail, yellow belt, they're usually the process operator either in manufacturing or in the office where you have transactional. The yellow belt is expected to participate in a Lean Six Sigma project team in the process that they work in, but they wouldn't lead a team. But even if you're a manager, you could take this as a basic workshop where you would start to learn some of the concepts of Lean and Lean Six Sigma if you don't already know those. So it's not only, we say process operator here, but we've had many quality managers even take this as a starting point for their career. On the greenbelt side, I gotta move this. So the greenbelt side, you work with supervisory line management and to identify. We're going to get that out of the way. To identify and quantify opportunities for improvement. So the green belt is above the, a bit above the yellow belt, in that the green belt's going to have more responsibility. They usually work under the direction of a black belt, and they're a member of a project team, but they're likely to coach yellow belts. So the green belt has enough knowledge and experience to coach yellow belts on process improvement. So that they would be part of the team. They would come off the line that they work in, generally off the process they work in, and they can do some pretty good high-level contributions to the overall process. Black belt, being that expert, this is a very high-level person that knows a lot about statistics, a person that's going to learn how to design experiments, a person that's really going to manage the project. You work with others to define the quantity of opportunities and improvement. You organize and manage the projects, utilizing multidisciplinary teams. So basically the black belt is the leader. You lead and facilitate the project. And your job as a black belt is to train, coach, and mentor green belts and others on the associated process. Ultimately, what this is all about is actually saving money for your company. So if you do a project and you're a black belt, you're going to want to typically look at savings of $30,000 plus on your project. And I've seen projects where they save millions of dollars for their company. So that's a really high-level, valued expert that is usually well paid. And if you don't have your black belt and you look to achieve that, then you can look to move up in your organization, because you're going to learn a lot about process and process improvement. Okay, so why should you attend? Well, you become more productive within your organization. Oops, sorry. I'm used to clicking my button and not having that move. Okay, so become more productive. Improve your organization and problem-solving skills. As I said before, Six Sigma is really a problem-solving methodology. And that methodology is one of the best that I've ever seen and one of the best that I've ever used. You equip yourself with the latest tools, some best practices. You learn about effective team building and decision making. And probably as important as anything else, you gain personal and professional confidence. When you get a black belt, you start to get more confident that you know what process is about. You have now and understand the DMAIC methodology so that you know how to solve a problem in a logical and systematic way. There would be no more, one of the things that I teach when I'm teaching this is that, one of the issues that we run into all the time in business is that people go right from problem to solution without much thought in between. Well, this teaches you to kind of be more patient and to follow the DMAIC methodology, and that will help you find permanent solutions to the problem, not just a temporary solution. And then, of course, you get the certificate of value, which you can take anywhere in the world, a Dartmouth certificate, and you will find that you have professional recognition from those certificates. This is not something that should be taken lightly. It's very important to get your, if you're going for your yellow, green, or black belt, it's very important to go to an institution that is very well recognized. You'll find a lot of institutions out there that are producing certificates, but they're not highly recognized colleges that that can give you that personal recognition. So what would you expect? Well, on our side, we have instructors on average that have 30 years of experience, not only in teaching, because they've also worked in industry. Every one of our instructors has worked in industry. So we, anywhere from the semiconductor industry to metal products and so on. We have comprehensive course materials. We put all of our course materials in a Dropbox. You have access to them 100% of the time from the beginning of the course. I hope you're all familiar with Dropboxes. We use PDFs and we put them in a box out in cyberspace, and you can go take the material out of it. Interactivity, when you're online, you get to learn from others, you get to learn from the questions of others, and you get to ask good questions yourself. We actually enjoy it more when the participants ask good questions, because I think everybody gets more out of it. As I said before, you can follow up with the instructor. We would be happy to answer any of your questions, even at points in the future. From here, you can go to ongoing learning opportunities. We have other workshops and so on that you can go to. You get a global virtual classroom, so you are live online and you are asking questions. I'm not sure if we put in here or not, but I'll tell you right now, we do record all of these sessions. So if you happen to miss a session for whatever reason, you can go and in the Dropbox, with the course materials, after each session, within 4 or 5 hours, we drop in the lecture. So it's a recorded session, and it not only records the voiceover, but it records all the slides that were shown during that presentation. So it's pretty nice. So go to get into the workshops, you'd go to morganintl.com, and you click on certificates in the quality button and click on the store tab in the upper right, and you would be there. Now maybe I can pull that up. I think I might be able to. So I don't know if you've been to Morgan's website or not. Very nice website. They're celebrating 20 years, which is great. So as you click through down here, you'll see all these buttons. So here's the certificates and quality button. So when you click on that, it goes right to the Morgan store. And then if you go up here and you click, you will see the workshops that are being offered. So if I go here to, for example, the Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, gives you the details of the Black Belt. There's Dr. Lasky. He's one of the people that teaches in the program. And there's the curriculum for the program, and there's the schedule. So it's pretty straightforward. You add it to your box, and then you can purchase it. And right now we're using PayPal. I understand that's not used in Lebanon, so we are switching that over. And tomorrow we'll be live with a new system called Authorize.net, so you can purchase, all of the you can purchase all the workshops. Now, registration administration, I just showed you a little bit about that. Once you've selected it, you paid, you're automatically registered. You'll then be able to download a statement telling you when and where there's going to be logon. And then we will go through an onboarding process where a week prior to the class, we're going to give you a link where the Dropbox is, where you can find all the information, etc. And since I administer the workshops as well as teaching them, if you have any questions, you just send me an email and I'll answer it almost within the same day, within the same business day. So the schedule, I'm going to click that and bring that up. So here's the Yellow Belt schedule. We have Yellow Belt is 2 4-hour days. So January 28th and January 29th, 2 half days, and then you have to take a quiz. You'd have your Yellow Belt in 2 half days. It's very intensive half days, though. It's not easy. You have to sit, you have to listen, you have to really pay attention. you get to do a case study online with the instructor, and it's quite interesting to do. With the green belt, the next green belt starts on 1/26. You'll see the instructors here. So it's every Tuesday, Wednesday. It's 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. All right, and there's 4 green belts a year. So if you can't make the January one, there's another one starting in April. And then black belt we're teaching right now twice a year, but we expect to increase that. The next one is in May of 2016. It's 20 half days, and then there's one in November 2016, and it's, they're 20 half days. So there's various requirements for green belt and black belt, but I just wanted you to know about those so you know what the schedule is coming up.